Hello viewers and welcome back to our YouTube channel where we constantly update you for your dream job. As you all know, the Infosys recruitment drive has already started, and if you are a student who comes from a non-CS or IT background, then this might be a bit of a struggle for you. That's why we've made today's video to help a non-CS IT student prepare for the Infosys interview. We've already made a detailed video in the past about the Infosys recruitment process, so if you haven't checked that out already, make sure to do so with the link mentioned in the description box below. Before we start with today's video, don't forget to hit the bell icon for all latest notifications for our latest videos. Also, let me tell you that Cantilever Labs is now offering a free course for all of you aspirants with which you can prepare for aptitude, coding, mock interviews and test series for free and crack top companies like TCS, Wipro, Capgemini, Cognizant, Infosys and many more. Kindly find the link to this course in the description box below. Now let's get started with today's video. To begin with, let me tell you that your resume is going to play a very important role during the interview. So make sure to prepare your resume very well and or to also have it reviewed by somebody else beforehand so that if there are any mistakes in the resume, they can point it out for you. So like I mentioned earlier, they will definitely ask you a lot of questions on the basis of your resume. Next is to prepare your introduction very well, which is questions like tell me about yourself. These questions are definitely asked in all the interviews and can also be the basis of their next questions. We've already made a video in the past on how to tackle this question well during an interview. So you can check that video out too using the link mentioned in the description box below. Also, prepare for your projects very well because Infosys puts a little emphasis on this. If you've done multiple projects in the past, then prepare well for all of them, but take out the most impressive one and put the most amount of time and attention to this. So do prepare for all of your projects and prepare for them well, but put more time and efforts into one specific one. Now, moving on to the technical part. Given that it's an IT company, non-CS IT students have to put in a little more effort to crack the interview. So focus on all the basic subjects like object-oriented programming, DBMS, SQL query, DSA, any one programming language, basics of operating system and computer network. So you don't need to know the advanced levels of all of these, but they will expect you to know the basics of these. Also, prepare a programming language very well, which is either Java, Python, C or C++. Apart from this, know the basics of C and C++ very well because they will expect you to know this. In the interview, they also ask you puzzle-based questions as it was asked in the written test as well. So prepare accordingly for these questions as well. Now, apart from all of the technical questions that I just mentioned, they will also ask you HR related questions like why should we hire you, what are your strengths and weaknesses, and where do you see yourself in the next 5 years. So we've made a video answering these questions as well, and the link to which is mentioned in the description box below. Now guys, to prepare for all the technical topics that I spoke about, you can check out the course offered by Cantilever Labs, which will teach you in depth and which will also teach you the basics and in depth of programming and DSA. You can enroll in this course and start your preparation as early as possible, and the link to this is mentioned in the description box below. Guys, also be aware of trending topics like machine learning, IoT, and data science, as the interviewer will expect you to know something about this, if not the in-depth knowledge in it. So guys, just remember that as a non-CS or an IT student, you will have to put in a little more effort because you will be preparing for all of these additional subjects that I just spoke about along with your domain subjects. So just be prepared to put in a little more effort and then it should be easy for you to crack as well. Now that we've gone through the general idea of the interview process, I will be sharing some of the most important technical and HR interview questions which could be asked in the interview process. So these are some questions that have been asked in the past for the system engineer's role. So for non-CS IT students, here are some questions which you should definitely prepare for and have a pre-made answer ready for these. In the interview, anything related to programming could be asked, and you should be ready with some standard answers for these questions. Let's take a look at what all questions are usually asked, starting with the technical ones. Some of the technical questions that you can be asked are: print hello world without using a semicolon. What were the difficulties that you faced while making your project? Difference between C, C++ and Python. How would you choose between C and C++ when making a project for a client? What are the steps involved in the software lifecycle development? What models are used in SDLC and what is the best one according to you? What other technologies are used apart from HTML to create web pages and what do you know about them? What is a static function? What is function overloading and overriding? What is a virtual function? What is runtime polymorphism and what is compile time polymorphism? And how is a virtual function related to runtime polymorphism? You can also be asked to write down a code to swap two numbers without using a third variable. Another question that you can be asked is what is call by value and call by address? What are the object-oriented concepts? What is DDL and DML and explain about each of the two? What are the different types of testing? Do you know about development ops? What is paging? What is the application of stack? What are the two types of data structure and tell a little bit about the two. Explain 3-tier and 2-tier architecture. And DBMS related questions will also be asked, like what is a primary key, what are joins, what is DBMS, what is the difference between database and DBMS, and questions like what are the various steps involved in the life cycle development, and the other questions as displayed on the screen. So kindly go through all of these questions and make a note of these along with the answers for these as well. Moving on to the HR questions that you will be asked are, one and the most important one, why do you want to join Infosys? So guys, this is a question that will definitely be asked. So have a sample answer prepared for this. Some other common questions include, what skills do you have over others and why should we hire you? Why do you think you are a fit for our organization? Who is your role model and what have you incorporated in your life from him or her? Introduce yourself and tell us something about yourself which is already not mentioned in your resume. Why do you want to work with us and where do you see yourself in the next 8 to 10 years from now? So guys, apart from the 8 to 10 years question, they can also ask you of where you see yourself in the next 5 years. So have your short-term and long-term goal ready because they might ask you about this. Some other questions include, how would you describe your college life? What are your strengths and weaknesses and what are you doing to overcome your weaknesses? Where do you rate yourself out of 10 as an engineer? What is your biggest achievement till now? Tell us about your ultimate goal in life. Discuss the most stressful situation you have faced in your college life. And lastly, what personal attributes do you have that will help you succeed in the workplace? So guys, now have, like I mentioned earlier, have a pre-made answer prepared for all of these HR and technical questions. Okay, so guys, now that was all for today's video, but don't worry because we will be coming up with more such content soon to help you prepare for all the upcoming drives. We hope that you liked this video, and if you did, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Kindly let us know through the comment section below as to what topics you want us to make our next videos on, and we will be happy to do so. Till then, we will keep coming up with more such content, but start your preparation because Cantilever Labs is passionate about building a platform for you to get into your dream jobs. Also, do not forget to check out our Instagram and Discord channels as we keep updating them with all facts and material related to the upcoming drives. Till then, thank you for watching.